as you know, that's the rule. And the co-chairperson of the Presidential Commission on Carbon Neutrality and Green Growth Korea, Mr. Sang-Hyuk Kim, to take the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Well, as for my commission, I'm running this Presidential Commission on Carbon Neutrality and Green Growth with Prime Minister. And in our commission, there are 22 ministries are the members of our commission. The basic reason is to coordinate various departmental politics and manage various stakeholder issues. Before I begin talk about Korean case, I'd like to thank Dr. Party Birol and IEA for making this wonderful initiative. Since the Copenhagen Summit, Climate Summit in 2009, I have never missed any conference of the parties, including the last one in Dubai. And over those years, I have thought that who are the real parties? Conference of parties, according to the international law, it is basically the parties are nation states. But as you know, nation states are not designed to cope with this kind of common challenges like climate change. And in that regard, I think it is the people and the planet Earth which are ultimate stakeholders of this issue. So I really welcome this comprehensive social dialogue. Well, Korea, as you know, Korea consumes a lot of energy because Korea is a highly industrialized country. Korea is number 5 in terms of energy consumption among the IEA member countries. So it is very, very difficult for Korea to achieve, to go through clean energy consumption, clean energy transition, and go for carbon neutrality. But due to our maximum efforts to increase carbon-free energy source, such as renewable and nuclear, Korea last year is estimated to reduce its greenhouse gas by 4.8%. And the year before, 2022, we also decreased our greenhouse gases more than 4%. So what I like to say, well, the technology neutrality principle is really important. Last year, we also decreased fossil fuel-based power generation, especially coal-fired power generation, by more than 4%. But that is not enough. We are not where we need to be. So we need to have more comprehensive approach. So a few weeks ago, Korea, Financial Services Commission, our commission introduced a sort of scaled up green finance policies, which is to mobilize about $400 money by 2030. And we also identified key green technologies for a net zero, including future generation energy storage system, and super energy efficient semiconductor, and we even tried to achieve AI-based climate solutions. But those are basically for businesses and industries. And to make people-centered approach, we need another efforts. For example, 2 years ago, our government introduce so-called net zero or carbon neutral point. That is to encourage Korean people to go for green life or green living. And every month, if you can use, instead of plastic bottle, if you use tumbler, and if you use mass transportation, if you use bicycles, you can get about $50 a month as a taking advantage of the carbon zero point, carbon neutral point. Well, that money is not enough, without doubt. We need to scale up that kind of incentive. But before that, more than 10 years ago, we introduced with financial companies, so-called green card. That is to encourage green consumption. So they get some incentive, and the green card account, the number of the green card account is more than 20 million, and the revenue created by that green card it's more than 5 billion US dollars. But we also need to increase the incentive, and we are going to integrate that kind of green card system and a newly introduced carbon point system to give better and bigger incentives to Korean people. Well, I have already spent too much time. Well,
yes,
I'd like to share with some more Korean experience. Well, one thing I like to really stress out is that the power of education. And to make really people-centered approach is taking advantage of that kind of scholastic fever or education fever. For my case, we have set up a graduate school of green growth in KAIST more than 10 years ago, and then we have produced about 200 leaders in every corner of our society, and they're working with very outstanding leadership. They are moving as a kind of engine for change. And recently, we are going to have some strategic alliance with Stanford University, which has launched a big school.
That's very fascinating.
John Doerr Sustainable School, and that's the way we can enhance the power of solidarity across the globe. Why don't we designate one university, at least in each country, and make them work together? Then we can make a kind of global, people-centered approach.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Thank you very much.